central sun. There's a city in the center of the earth called Aghrata. And the capital of the city is called Shambhala. And the temple where they keep Satan trapped with that hexagram is called Wahala. He likes Muslims to rise a pentagram, which is a 5-pointed star. Because he can be trapped in the hexagram. In the 6-pointed star, you can trap Satan. He'll be kept in that city for a period of time. The so-called Merillion, as they call it, the 1,000-year period, that 144,000 will be kept in the celestial or crystal city to be groomed to get their godlike or divine qualities back in them before they descend back to earth with the Lamb, which will be the angel Michael, who will bring them back to earth. You see, Shaitan, like it mentions in Revelation, is going to try to get up to that new city of peace and try to destroy that abode. That abode is called Darul Islam in the Quran. The abode.
I feel like all I do is work and work and work. I work every day. Every day, you guys. Every day. Double shift. I go to one job in the morning and the other job at night. Well, my kids miss me. Well, my 12-year-old got to watch my 2-year-old, right? I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of motherfuckers making me do shit by myself, okay? I'm with a nigga that don't do nothing for me. I'm tired. I just want to go home. I feel like I want to die. I want to go home. I want to check myself in a mental hospital.
Kaaba. You follow that? The square plus, now listen, the square geometrically add up to the cube. Square gives me 4 90-degree angles. But the cube gives me how many? The 4 90-degree angles on a square, because the square doesn't have its density. It hasn't become the cube in order to create the next 4 corners. So the square gives me 300, how much is the square? 490 degrees? And the cube? 720. 720. If I had a blackboard in front of me, I would draw a square. And I'd get my 360 degrees. And then I would draw a cube. And you'll see that the point from which I join the lines, the cube transforms itself either inward or outward. It's taking me from the physical into the next realm. I don't want to just say spiritual. It's pulling me from the 3rd dimension, the cube, to the 4th dimension, the square, when in actuality the cube has a density. So that's why they say it's an optical illusion to look at a square when you make the box. You can't tell the central point whether it's coming at you or going in. But you're looking at the square turned with the point facing you, as opposed to the cube turned with the face. I hope I'm not losing you. Because if I could draw this, it'd be easier. So I'm trying to draw this in my mind, and it could sound real confusing. So in actuality, the 720 degrees that the cube produces gives you 360 degrees of the physical plane and 360 degrees of the spiritual plane. I don't want to use spiritual because I don't want people to get spooky, right? Whereas the square, a geometric symbol, a geometry, is only giving me 360 degrees of the physical plane. I'm seeing it before it becomes what it is destined. And it only has one destination, because all the points are closed, and that is to become a cube. It's a reference to our character and what we are as a one-dimensional being with the soul. When I look at this gentleman, I see his physical, and I see him 360 degrees. I see what it takes to be a mortal. But I'm also looking at a spiritual being that will only come out when he is finished becoming what he was cut out to be. So in Freemasonry, they have what they call the ashlar, or the uncut stone. And they carve it. until they get a perfect square. And they continue to carve until they manifest a perfect cube. And those stages are the growth of the shaping of our character. Because while we are squaring off our actions and deeds in the physical, it must have a reaction on the spiritual level. In order for me to get myself together physically, I have to get myself together mentally. I cannot pretend I'm not using drugs no more. I have to stop using drugs. I can't pretend I'm not getting drunk no more. I have to stop. So that square becomes that cube is a reference to a perfect ashlar. A stone cut without the sound of a hammer, nor the sweat of a brow. That means you cut the stone because you, as a being, is an uncut ashlar, a rough stone. It must be cut, and then till you become a perfect being. And most people say you can't ever become perfect. And I say, wrong. If you're in the image and after the likeness of God, you have a destiny to become perfect. And whoever's telling you you can't become perfect is dangerous. Because that person is questioning the God quality in you and the gift that God gave you to be in his or her image and after his or her likeness. You do have a destiny to square yourself off. There's symbolism in the black book. It has yet to be elaborated on. And that's just all one of one. Okay? Okay.
Amen.